Today, you're going to hear an amazing story about a woman who died and came back to share what Jesus showed her. This isn't just a story about what happened to her, it's a powerful message about what's coming in the future. Make sure to watch this video until the end, because what you're about to hear might change how you see the world. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell, so you don't miss more inspiring and thought-provoking stories.
My name is Emma, and I'm a psychologist. My life has always been about helping people. Every day, I listen to others talk about their fears, struggles, and joys, trying to find the right words to bring comfort and healing to their lives. I thought I understood people deeply, but one day, something happened that changed my life forever. It was a regular day. I was in a session with a young woman who was talking about her anxiety and doubts. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my chest. My head started spinning, and everything around me went blurry. I tried to speak, but no words came out. The last thing I remember was the worried look on my client's face as she called for help. When I opened my eyes again, I wasn't in my office. I was in a place I can't fully explain. Everything around me was dark and quiet. It was so silent, it felt like the world had stopped. I started to feel scared, like I was trapped and would never get out of this emptiness. But then, far away, I saw a tiny light. It was small at first, like a star in the night sky. But it grew brighter and brighter with each second. I felt this light pulling me, almost like it was calling me toward it. As I moved closer, I felt warmth and peace wrapping around me. This light wasn't just light, it felt alive. It filled me with something I had never felt before. All the fear, pain, and confusion I had disappeared the moment I got closer. It was like being hugged, not physically, but in my heart and soul. From this light, a figure appeared. It was Jesus. I knew it was him instantly, even though I'd never seen him before. His eyes were unlike anything I'd ever seen. They were full of love, so much love that tears ran down my face. It was the kind of love I didn't even know existed. He looked at me, and in his eyes, I saw everything: forgiveness, understanding, and happiness that I was there. He smiled, and that smile felt like sunlight warming my entire being. "Emma," he said, "you've spent your life helping others. But now, it's time for you to learn the truth." His voice was soft but powerful, like it was speaking directly to my soul. I felt small standing before him, but at the same time, he made me feel special and loved in a way I can't explain. Jesus reached out his hand to me, and when I took it, I felt his light fill me completely. It wasn't just warmth or kindness, it was like finding a place where I truly belonged. Then, without saying anything, he showed me something amazing. A vision appeared in front of me, like a giant screen showing pictures of the future. But it wasn't just something I was watching, it was real, like I was there living it. Every moment near him had deep meaning. It didn't feel like regular words or feelings, everything he said touched my heart in ways I didn't know were possible. In that moment, I knew my life would never be the same again. When Jesus showed me the future, it didn't feel like a dream or a movie. It felt like I was really there, living through every moment. I could see, hear, and feel everything as if it was happening right now. What I saw shocked me. The world was no longer the same. Cities I recognized looked dark and abandoned. People were running in fear, their faces full of panic and confusion. I saw natural disasters destroying the earth, hurricanes tearing apart buildings, rivers flooding cities, and fire consuming forests and homes. I heard the cries of millions of people who had lost all hope. There wasn't just physical darkness in the air, it felt like there was a spiritual darkness too, trying to cover everything. I felt it coming toward me, trying to make me afraid, but the light of Jesus surrounding me kept me safe. Then I saw something else. People were turning to technology for answers. They believed that these new inventions could bring them comfort and safety. At first, it seemed like these technologies were helping them, but I soon realized it was a trap. The same technology was being used to control people, to manipulate them, and take away their freedom. The clearest thing I saw was when people were offered something called the mark. It looked small and harmless, just a little sign. People thought it would protect them and give them what they needed, but it was a lie. Those who accepted the mark lost something much bigger, their freedom, their connection to God, and even their souls. I could see invisible chains wrapping around them, pulling them deeper into darkness. This is a deception, Jesus explained. Many won't see the truth behind the promises. My heart broke as I watched people fall into this trap. I saw them lose who they were, becoming like puppets controlled by unseen hands. But then, Jesus showed me something else. There were people who refused to take the mark. These people suffered greatly. They lost their homes, their families, and even their lives. Yet, in their hearts, a light was burning, a light of faith. This light was stronger than any darkness. I watched as they prayed, and their prayers rose up like beams of light piercing through the darkness. These prayers brought miracles. People were healed, disasters stopped, and even in places where hope seemed completely lost, the light began to shine again. Jesus turned to me and said, "Many will be misled, but those who stay faithful to me will find salvation." His voice carried both love and sorrow. I could feel how deeply it hurt him to see people suffer, but I also understood that this was part of a greater plan. At the end of the vision, I saw small groups of believers coming together. There weren't many of them, but their faith made them strong. They prayed together, supported each other, and kept believing even when the world around them was swallowed by darkness. I realized that what I was seeing wasn't just a vision, it was a warning. A warning that every person will have to make a choice. And that choice will determine their eternity. After Jesus showed me these things, I felt a mix of emotions, fear, sadness, hope, and a deep sense of purpose. His presence continued to fill me with peace, but I knew that what I had seen would stay with me forever. Jesus looked at me again, and in his eyes, I saw not just love, but also pain. "Emma," he said, "the time of great trouble is coming. It will be a test for all of humanity. But each person has the power to choose, and that choice will decide their eternal future." His voice was steady and clear, like each word was carved into my soul. He continued, "Many will reject the truth and choose lies because they seem like the easy way. They will give in to fear and trade eternal life for temporary comfort. But you must tell them that salvation is found only in me." He stepped closer to me, and the light around us grew brighter. It wasn't just light, it was power, filling every part of me. In that moment, I knew everything he said was true. Jesus showed me how faith and love can overcome even the greatest evil. I saw people who, despite suffering and persecution, stayed faithful. They prayed with hearts full of hope, and every step they took was like bringing light into the darkness. He explained that prayer is the most powerful weapon. It's stronger than any technology or human plan. "Learn to trust me," he said. "Tell people their faith can create miracles, even when it seems like all hope is lost." Jesus looked at me one last time, and I felt the full weight of his words. Those who stay faithful, who don't turn away from me even in the hardest times, will be rewarded. I've prepared a place for them where there will be no tears, no pain, and no fear. It will be a new world where the light never fades, and love lasts forever. Before my eyes, I saw a glimpse of this new world. It was beautiful, endless green fields, sparkling water, and people filled with joy and peace. It was a place that felt so perfect, I wanted to stay there forever. But the path there won't be easy, Jesus added. Everyone must make their choice. That choice may not always be clear, but I promise to be with anyone who calls my name. I realized this promise wasn't just words, it was an invitation to eternal life. But only those willing to hold on to their faith, even through fear and trials, could accept it. As the vision began to fade, Jesus said one final thing to me. Remember, Emma, you must tell others. Through your story, let them find their way to me. Those words became etched in my soul. I knew my life now had a new mission, one far more important than anything I had ever done before. When I felt my consciousness returning, I opened my eyes to the bright lights of the hospital room. Doctors and nurses stood over me, they had just brought me back to life. I was overwhelmed, but my heart was filled with gratitude. From that moment, my life changed forever. I'm no longer just a psychologist. Now, I share my story to warn others, to help them find the truth, and to prepare for what's coming. I now know, the most important choice in life is the choice of faith. Even in the darkest times, the light of Jesus can guide us to salvation.
If this story touched your heart or made you think, please like this video and share it with those who need to hear it. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more inspiring and meaningful stories. And in the comments, tell us what you think about what I experienced and what questions are on your mind. Remember, together, we can seek the light even in the darkest times. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.